Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if it's your first time here. My name is Katherine Young and I'm a creative, and this is the first spooky haul of the year. Now on this channel we do vintage, thrifting, creative projects, and more, and every year I do a bunch of thriftoween videos, and what those are spooky themed videos that got like a lot of DIY and thrifting and vintage in them. So if you're interested in that, be sure to check back on the playlist. There's a lot of cool stuff in there. So today's video is basically a year long of Code Orange for me, but a lot of it is thrifted and vintage with amazing Victorian finds I've been looking for all year. Now, I love vintage and thrifted items. Not only are they more affordable than modern Halloween decorations, but they're just more sustainable. But I do love going out and seeing the modern holiday decor. So I do have a major score, which you probably saw by the thumbnail, and that one comes with a little story. So in this video, I'm first gonna share my retail, absolute mind-blowing find, and then I'm going to talk about a few of the things that I'm still looking for in retail that I would like to find. And then after that, we are going to go into my thrifted and vintage spooky finds, and there is some really cool, authentic, spooky vintage, lots of true Victorian items. You don't want to miss it. Okay, let's dive right in to the amazing find I picked up at, you guessed it, Cracker Barrel. So yes, I did find the Cracker Barrel witch, and I love her so very much. Now, she sold out online instantly. I took a risk and went to the store. I went to the only Cracker Barrel there is in Minnesota, and they did not have Halloween out, so I had to ask. Turns out all the witches had been purchased, but this one got returned. Y'all, a lady returned it because it has a small imperfection on the back, and the associate told me that she was coming back in to get it because she had changed her mind, probably because she saw these were reselling for $300 online. So I snagged it up in that little window of time between when this lady returned it and had second thoughts. So it's kind of a miracle that I got this. Now, I have her styled in my home with this gorgeous antique panel that I picked up in Salem, Massachusetts this past year. So if you haven't seen my thrifting in Salem video, be sure you check it out. I will link it in the info and down in the description below. It's an awesome video. So here in the Twin Cities in Minnesota, Halloween is slow to get out. I went to Home Goods and it was all of a tiny end cap, so we still have time. There are things that I am looking forward to trying to hunt down though. I'm really hoping to find an item that I actually picked up and put in my cart last year and then left behind. It is these beautiful large white candelabras by Martha Stewart. And it appears there's different sizes. It appears like there's a smaller one. I'm interested in the really, really big one. Last year, I kind of felt like I didn't have room for it, but this year I'm still thinking about that piece, so I'm probably gonna pick it up if I see it. It comes in different colors, from pink to gold to silver to black. I really like the white one, and I think it'd be really cool to find a pair too. I also saw these gorgeous gold snake candle pedestals. Oh my Lord. I think those are really neat. And depending on the quality of them, if I do find them, I might pick them up. If I feel they look cheesy and don't look really well done, then I will pass. But I saw those and was like, dang, I think I might need to pick those up. I also am really looking for maybe some spoopy ghosts, some cute little ghosts. I love those for my hutch decor. And I saw the cutest zero blow mold from Nightmare Before Christmas. I think I'm gonna need to pick that one up if I can find it. And then the last thing that I am truly looking out for is I am looking out for this poison apple. It's like a Disney piece in like a cookie jar. Now I actually bought a vintage apple cookie jar and I was gonna like DIY this, but if I could find this one, that would be amazing. Last year there was like just like a prop piece that was sold. It was a very high-end Halloween decor. I wasn't gonna drop $100 on it, but this cookie jar looks to be much more affordable and I would love, love, love to get my hands on that. I'm telling you what, once you work for the mouse, you're just kind of hooked. You love all the Disney stuff. I also think I might be interested in the Headless Horseman in the very large size and as the statue. I'm not sure yet though. I need to see them in person. All right, now let's get into the vintage and thrifted items. And y'all, I've been looking all year for the spooky stuff. And the first item is from a spooky YouTuber that we all know and love. Midge Munster, anyone? I picked up this adorable dress from Midge Munster. She is selling different clothing items on a second Instagram account. So how cute is this, right? I love this dress. It is velvet and it has like that shimmery fabric, very 90s. I'm reliving my childhood a little bit with this fabric, but I am so into 90s right now. So this has perfect Wednesday Addams vibes, perfect 90s vibes. Midge, I love it. So next are some items from another YouTuber, one that I just adore with all my heart. I met her in Vegas this year and oh my gosh, she just fills my heart with freaking joy. I got these sweet little bingo cards from Miss Pamela Blanchard. Look how cute these are. Aren't they adorable? She crafts these. Ugh, I just love them. She has reproduction vintage images on it. She crafts them with the little layers of the ribbon. And then on the back, they're actually an easel and a magnet so you can put them on the fridge. And I keep these out all year round on the fridge. Now, from another pair of YouTubers that you may know and love, Fatberg Finds, I picked up these two stencil boxes. I think they have great graphics and the orange and black are going to work perfect for Halloween. Also, they have the stencils in there. So I think it's gonna be really fun to spell stuff out for Halloween. So I thought this was a great find. Now, as we get going with items, just know that I'm gonna say I keep these out all year round, or this is year-round decor. I'm gonna say that about a lot of items, and it's because a lot of my decor does have a spooky vibe. I love embracing the dark side, the mysterious. It is a way I love to decorate in different parts of my home, so it just kind of is my vibe. So even though all this was bought as like Halloween decor, a lot of it just stays out. Now, if you know me, you know I love a bougie teacup. And how fun is this one for like a Halloween display? Isn't that fun with the black and white stripes? Black teacups aren't that easy to find. Now this one is a souvenir one. It says Winnipeg, Canada, but I just turn it around and perfect little spooky cup of tea. Now y'all, don't freak out. Do y'all remember that Ainsley cup that I found that was worth hundreds of dollars? Well, I found another version of it. Yeah, I did. So I have another super duper expensive teacup in my hands, but this time it has kind of like a pumpkin-y color. And so what I am gonna do is I am gonna keep this out in my Halloween decor. How cute is that, right? Together, oh my goodness. And then I am gonna pass this along because I expect to get about $200 to $300 from this teacup. So really good find, but it's got Code Orange vibes. Now, you may or may not know that I'm a vintage reseller. No, don't worry, I'm not the person that's going into Home Goods buying stuff up. I resell vintage items. Now let's go through some amazing ephemera finds I picked up. And all ephemera means is ephemeral, often a way to refer to like paper and books. I got some really cool finds. First up is this funeral card from 1907. I believe I picked this up on eBay. And I will be putting this in my mourning collection as well as my Halloween display. Another piece that's going to be kind of like all year round decor for me and going to be in my morning collection is this beautiful little Remember Me card. It's little, but it's really kind of neat. It's almost kind of like crafted. Really lovely. Next up, I picked up some amazing Halloween postcards. So I got some really, really good ones this year, y'all. Ugh, love them all so much. Two are even in my book of my absolute favorite postcards. So I have just some pulled out that I won't use in anything else. And two are Halloween ones I picked up this year. Look at that one. Now that is a very high-end Halloween postcard. That one can go for well over $100. I got a very good deal on it, but it's super amazing. Now all these are embossed. I would say they're right around like turn of the century for these postcards, probably into like the 1910s, 19 teens. Oh, and this one I just picked up and I love it so much. Oh goodness, the imagery on this one is so good. And then I got some more ephemera. I got some pamphlets. I thought this was absolutely hilarious. So good. It's really tiny, but the Weenie Witch Halloween Party, so amazing. So inside of this, it has ideas on how to throw a party using wieners, and I'm obsessed. So this was a really fun find for me. I also picked up an absolute grail find for me. So if you know anything about these books, you know they can go for well over $100, the original. They have been reprinted. So if you do want to get your hands on one, you can buy a modern reprint for pretty reasonable, but I wanted an authentic old one, and I got one of the Denison's Boogie Books. This one is from the 1920s, and I love it so much. Now, I paid up for this. I paid a lot for this, but I did not pay in the hundreds of dollars. The reason I got such a good deal on it is because the cover is come off. But I am the scratch and dent collector. I even designed a shirt that you can purchase to prove it. So it's okay with me. And I am so excited to have this. I would love to do a project out of this book for the channel. Look at all this vintage party idea goodness. These Boogie Books are so cool. And then they show like all the things that were available back then. Really, really neat. I am so excited. I finally got my hands on one of these. Next, I picked up some spooky fun books. This one is so awesome. Look at that cover. Very special people. So this book is filled with people who are kind of like oddities. I just thought that had just the greatest like Halloween vibe. Now I'm sure some of this in here is not politically correct and is probably very insensitive, but I just think like the oddities and the circus culture in here is super fascinating. And then I got another book that I can stack with it that I think is really cool. I picked up this book. Look at the spider on it. Now, full disclosure, I am the type of book that buys a book for the cover. I kind of can care less what's in this book. I love that it has the spider web. So together, I just think, isn't that a great Halloween display? And I'm almost on my last book to share. So I saw a seller reselling one of these books. I thought it was so amazing. One thing I love about finding books that resellers are selling is that I know to go look for them later. I may never have known this book existed if I hadn't seen the seller selling it. So I found one for a much more reasonable price. And it is The History of the Oddfellows. Isn't that fun? Really good condition. I'm starting to collect items from the Oddfellows. This will go great with my Oddfellow robe that I own. And the last book I have to show you is this little Bible here. So it's pretty small, but I just super love it. It's got a really neat look, and the cover is metal. So really, really neat. I love this, and I bought this to fill a display. And I'm gonna show you the other pieces I picked up for it. So I also just recently picked up this jewelry casket that is in really bad shape. It's a really, really small one. It still has its pink lining, and inside it has a little cameo that came with it that I'm gonna keep with it. But this is also going in the item I'm about to show you. And the last thing I have picked up for the item is this old bottle of holy water. Very, very art deco. So it's just a little bottle. So all three of these pieces are going in an item that is my absolute favorite item. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to show you. So I've had the idea now for a couple of years to make a vampire killing kit. And I found this gorgeous Victorian dresser cabinet. Oh my gosh, so this would have had like a mirror, brush, different toiletries in it, but it is so beautiful. Is that not the most gorgeous thing? Oh, I just love it so much. And it has a drawer that pulls out. But what I want to do is I want to fill this up. And I thought this Bible was so neat for a vampire killing kit because it like has a metal cover, right? I thought that was so neat. And then put this in there and the holy water in there. But I don't know, is this turning into more of like a shrine and like an exorcist kit? Less of a vampire killing kit. Now I still need to put like garlic in here, and I have some coffin nails. So it's a work in progress, but this is one of my absolute favorite finds. Gorgeous Victorian era piece. And what people don't understand is people think like something like this was really expensive. It really wasn't. At auction, I bought an auction lot of 4 different items, and the auction lot was about $54. Now I've resold the 3 other items. I already sold them, so I already made my money back. But even if I didn't make my money back, that makes this item what? Less than $15 for a true Victorian vampire-y looking gorgeous case. Oh my God, I mean, it looks like a mausoleum. It's fantastic. Like nothing modern replicates this that good, you know? I love, love, love decorating my home with like authentic antique pieces. So Voltaire said a phrase that was similar to, I want my home to look like a vampire lives there, not like a fan of vampires lives there. And that so resonated with me. Maybe y'all don't see a distinction there, but I truly do. I want my home to be interesting and spooky and like a cabinet of curiosities. I don't want it to feel like it's just covered in Halloween decor. Does anyone else get that? So this is a fun little vintage find. I picked this up. Oh, you can see yourself. This is a 1980s reproduction of the Miller Crescent Girl. So I picked this up for my personal collection. I've actually sold the 1950s tray. I sold that authentic 1950s tray. This is more of a modern reproduction. It's still vintage, but this one I am keeping. Then at the antique store that I have a booth at, I saw this guy. He is this amazing wraith, and I love that he's kind of hollow, and it looks like he has a place where you can put cords in the bottom or you can put a light in the bottom. I love him so much. I don't know how old he is, but I think he's really neat. Now this is a really unique thrifted find. I wasn't looking for this. I didn't know it would exist. Somebody put this together. It is a glass jar of a skull filled with crystals. Now there is selenite in there, there is quartz, there is obsidian, there's all kinds of good stuff. There's druzy stone. This is amazing. I love it so much. I'm not super in love with the lid. Might do something with the lid, but what a good find. Each one of these stones would have been like 10 bucks. So this is an amazing find. I think I paid like $6.99 for this. I couldn't believe it. It's just full of gorgeous, beautiful stones. So I thought this was an amazing find, and it's gonna be a really cool riser for another display piece. Now the last thrifted items I have is a pair of items. So they're Sirocco And this is a gorgeous Gothic shelf, really cool. And then I also have the matching mirror shelf. So I have these two pieces. Now, I had bought these to go on the wall over here with my crescent moon display, but they're just a little too bulky. They're just a little too much. So I'm still thinking about these. I may sell them in my antique booth, but that's what's so great about thrifting. It's not a big deal if this doesn't work out, right? Because what? I paid all of $4.99 for that. Like this isn't a $60 Halloween piece that I bought modern. It's thrifted. So this is great vibes, really, really Gothic looking, absolutely fabulous, but I'm still on the fence about it. Now let's finish off this haul with some estate sale finds. So I found kind of a kitschy, cheesy item at an estate sale, but it is vintage and I don't really have a full human skull in here, so I decided to pick it up. I paid $1 for it at an estate sale really near me. I think it's painted really nice. Some of the skulls now you can find, they just look really cheesy, but this is kind of kitschy and cheesy. Yeah, it burps. So pretty cheesy, pretty cheesy. I'm definitely not using it for that, and I'm probably gonna cover up this whole lever action thing, but I thought it was a cool skull for $1 and a fun vintage estate sale find. Next is the super cool tin. I paid all of $2 for it. It is this gorgeous deco style black magic tin. Now this would have held chocolates. It's really small. But how cool is that it says black magic on it? I mean, yes, I want this in my Halloween display, 100%. And my last estate sale find rivals the vampire killing kit. It is so amazing. I have been looking for one of these since last year. I saw Christopher Heidman's video on taking an antique clock and making it look like Vecna with vines from Stranger Things. And well, I found a Victorian clock. I love this so much. It is absolutely perfect. The estate sale I went to, they were a clock collector and repairer. So this is just absolutely amazing. It's exactly what I'm looking for. I am gonna add vines to give it kind of that Stranger Things touch, but it's gonna be non-destructive edits. The vines aren't gonna affect this piece at all. So I love this. This might be one of my favorite finds as well. And that is it, y'all. Tell me what you think. I would love to know which find was your favorite. And if you love this kind of spooky content, if you love content that's like thrifted and antique and a little different, please subscribe. I'd love to have you stick around. And if you ring that bell, you'll be the first to know when I next upload. And that is it, y'all. Stay creative, and I hope you join me for the rest of my Thriftoween videos this year. Bye!